everybody, welcome to Positive Energy with Crystals. My name is Hillary, and today we're going to talk about why I buy crystals and where I get them from. I'm going to try to explain why I pick some of these out. There's a lot here. I probably won't pick out or tell you exactly why on each crystal. So, one thing I will say, it's good to have multiple locations, because if you can't find it, like say in your local metaphysical store, it's good to have an online source that you trust too. So I would say, just because you've got a good local source, go ahead and research online stuff or even another local, because sometimes they may not have a specific stone you're looking for, and that can kind of set you off or kind of mess with you if you're needing it for something specific. And sometimes it's just, you can go into a store and pick up like an amethyst. You pick up an amethyst in one store and it does nothing for you. You go to another store and that's the one. Now, amethyst, I don't think I've ever picked one up that I didn't love. So that was kind of a bad example. So, one other thing is, there's this rumor that you can't buy your own crystals, that you're supposed to be gifted them. That's a lie. You can buy your own. I don't know where that came from, but buy your own crystals. Sometimes that's how you get what you want. It's great if you get gifted crystals. That's great. But you don't have to wait for somebody to buy you crystals. So, I try to get as many in person as I can, so I can hold it, pick it up myself. Sometimes I'm just drawn to a crystal that I wouldn't have thought that I would be drawn to. And it's fun. I'll admit it. It's fun to walk into metaphysical store, rock store, whatever, and just look at all of them and see what's out there. And there's some that I never would have bought if I saw it online. Now, also online, same thing. You can be drawn to it on a website picture. I would say it's not as strong for me as actually in person, though. So let's get started, because this might be a long video. So we'll start with metaphysical stores. Now, we'll start with here. So we moved here in August to Oklahoma, and we'll talk about my favorite store before in here in a little bit, but I had to find a new local store. So we went to a couple of metaphysical stores in the Tulsa area, and I found my new favorite local one. The name is Spiritual Rose, and I will put a link down in the description to their store. So if you're ever in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area, you can go visit them. They're really nice there. I just noticed, I think there's one. Oh, no, there's one missing. There should be 6. Anyway, so, I know which one's this one. That one got moved over to the wrong one. So, I'm gonna go through these. Since this isn't my most current shopping trip, I'll go through and tell you why. So the citrine, I'm using it for a ritual to help find our new house. So I carry this in my pocket when we go look at properties, when we meet with the realtor, stuff like that. So that's this crystal's job right now, is to help us find our new place to live. These two, the aventurine and the morganite, I got to help my husband with some stuff. I'm not going to go into what it is because I want to see how it helps him, let him work with these for a while. And then now that I've done the video, he can actually work with them. See how they help him. And then pink tourmaline, because I love black tourmaline so much. I wanted to see how pink tourmaline worked. It's really pretty. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Let me get. So what this is, so this one is regular goldstone. And this one is blue goldstone. And I love goldstone. I know it's man-made and all that, but I think it's so pretty. And it's a happy stone. And the blue has all the sparkles that the gold does. It's just a darker color. And I've been drawn to it. I've never seen one in person until we were at that store. And I really wish you could see it. It's really pretty. It's just as sparkly. It's just darker, and it's kind of like a night sky. So like this is the daytime, this is the nighttime kind of feel. Okay, I gotta keep moving. And then amethyst, because, well, amethyst. I might be a little too drawn to amethyst. Alright. So that time I sort of had a list of what I wanted. Like the ones for my husband and the citrine were on a list. So I went into knowing what I wanted. Now sometimes, here is some from the metaphysical store we found right before we moved out of Colorado. And yeah, I've done the video on the honey calcite. And whoops, oh crap. And then I finally found some tumbled black tourmaline, and pretty much the rest were just ones we were drawn to. There's zebra jasper, Dalmatian jasper, and then the desert rose selenite, which I've wanted a piece of desert rose selenite for a while, but that was one of those that I wanted to see it in person and hold it. And the honey calcite, I've never heard of it before, but it's now one of my favorites. So sometimes you just walk into a store and you are drawn to them. Now, let me bring these forward. Another place you can get it crystals from is a rock and mineral store. These are from my favorite place. It's this sort of it's located up in the touristy area. It's called the Gold Mine Rock Shop in Canyon City. It's up near the Royal Gorge. It's up in the touristy area where there's rafting and the Royal Gorge and campgrounds and stuff like that. And it is totally when they open up, I would go visit soon, because they close down for a little bit. Like right now in December, I think I saw that they're only open 2 days a week for a little bit. And then in March, they open up with more hours, and then when in the summer, they're open up quite a bit. But this was my place to go and pick up crystals and just be happy in it. Now it's a rock and mineral store is kind of cool because they've got so many different things. They don't just focus on, the crystal aspect, the magic aspect of them. They're there for the people that like geology, rocks, stuff like that. They also have a lot of interesting stuff that you wouldn't find in a crystal store. Crystal stores usually get the best deals that they can, where this store was focused on like the natural. These two are from Colorado. This one here is an amethyst which I normally wouldn't be attracted to it because it's so, well, white. I usually like the darker colors. And then I didn't realize smoky quartz could be so dark, and this is one of my very favorite pieces now. So, and a lot of times they can tell you more about the where they came from, and the girl we talked to this last summer, she knew a lot about properties of, you know, crystals too. So they've got a cool mixture. Now, the sometimes their prices can be a little better too than a metaphysical store because they are focused more on the geology part of it. They've got a lot more fossil type ones. I had been looking for ammonite, which I'll talk about ammonite here in a little bit, and they had a lot of ammonite. I just wasn't drawn to them. So even though they had some stuff that I really liked, sometimes, like I was talking about before, you're not drawn to it. They had a lot of they have a lot of bumblebee jasper, and I just wasn't drawn to any of them until I found that one later. They also have lots of different shapes. Now, the store that I love so much, they have, like on Bumblebee Jasper, they had tumblestones, they had wands, points, generators, all sorts of stuff. And same with amethyst, they had clusters, polished, all sorts of jewelry, lots of stuff. So I really like rock and mineral stores, shows, because they do have a bigger variety. And they've got some of the big fancy ones, but they also know that, especially that one, they're a touristy area, so they gotta have the ones that, like little kids can purchase. Um, so I'll go through now. This is the store too where we got the big chunk of black tourmaline. If you haven't watched my black tourmaline video, I'll put a link up in the cards for that. But it's the one where we got the big chunk and broke it up, and this is a piece of that big huge piece. I wasn't gonna put any more because that's full. So there's blue kyanite, smoky quartz, fire quartz, which you guys see this one. This one's really pretty. The amethyst, amazonite, rainbow aura quartz. They had a bunch of this, and I thought it was beautiful. I didn't really realize what it was. I just got it because it was pretty. This one is Super 7. It's got 7 different crystals in it, one of them being amethyst. I have snowflake obsidian, but this one's bigger, and my other one's a piece of jewelry. Oops. K2. I was drawn to K2. I haven't worked with this one yet, and I can't read. Ruby and Zosite. And the funny thing is, this puka stone. I just kind of heard something about a puka stone, and then I found one there, so I got it. It's a snail shell. And I haven't worked with it yet, but I'm going to. Okay, so that is my favorite store, and it's over 10 hours away, so I'm a little sad, but I'll be going back soon. Another, that was Tiger's Eye, was from there too. Another place is Rock and Mineral Shows. Now these I got from a small rock and mineral show in Cripple Creek, Colorado. There's the big huge ones, like I think the one in Arizona is, well, I think by the time this video goes live it'll be over, but I think it's actually getting ready to start, or it's going on right now as I record this video. So I got a couple of these clear quartz points, and the nice thing about them is you can go booth to booth, like this Bumblebee Jasper. Several booths had it, and you can compare prices and stuff, or you got more choices to look at. This was my favorite. I think it was a pretty good price. I don't remember for sure because that was a couple years ago. And I love that piece. And then this amethyst, I've wanted a piece of amethyst for a long time. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. There you go. You can kind of see in it. There's no bugs or anything, so it was actually a pretty good price. Once you start getting bugs in your amethyst, or I mean your amber, I'm not amethyst, sorry, amber. Once you start getting bugs in your amber, then it starts getting more expensive. But I've wanted amber for a long time, and I finally got a piece, and it was a really good price. And then, of course, amethyst, because well, amethyst. And I liked it. I didn't have a point that I really like this. So you can kind of compare stuff between booths, and I really like that. And now, I noticed in that one, a lot of them were focused on the jewelry aspect of it. I don't know about the big one like in Denver and Arizona and stuff like that, but that show, they were really focused on the jewelry aspect of it, wire wrapping, pendants type stuff like that. So, what should we do next? Let's go to this. So another option is gun shows. Now I know that kind of sounds weird, but gun shows usually have somebody does jewelry. In Colorado, I had a Native American person, or she wasn't. She sold Native American jewelry. She'd go to the reservations, get them, and sell them. I should have pulled my tiger's eye earrings. But this lady had ammonite, an abalone shell. She's got this necklace and the earrings. And because I knew so much about crystals, she gave me a discount because we were sitting there talking about crystals for a while. Now, they also sometimes have booths where they're actually selling the crystals. Oh, my camera's trying to focus. Doesn't know what to focus on. So with those, you have to be careful because sometimes they don't realize what they have. Sometimes they think they've got. One example is I saw a booth that had malachite, and they were some big pieces of malachite, and they had them priced really high. And there's no way I would have. I didn't even go look at them because I saw the price, and they thought it was more special than it really was. And like clear quartz, tiger's eye, stuff like that, you can get pretty cheap. Even amethyst, you can get pretty cheap, especially the tumbled stones. And a lot of times, they think because they're these special crystals, or they may just be selling it for the geology aspect of it. So you have to be really careful on make sure like when you go to purchase guns from them too, you got to compare prices. If you're not sure, don't buy it because you can find them other places. All right, so that's my in-person stuff. Now, if I can't find something I'm looking for specifically local, I go online. And my favorite online store is Bliss Crystals. Their customer service is awesome, and I'm separating out. Where's my quartz? If you order a certain amount, I think it's a certain amount, you get a free crystal, and these are just some of them. There's ice calcite, tangerine quartz, green quartz, and my piece of charite. So these are ones that I don't think I would have, especially the green quartz and the tangerine. Well, I think charite I was kind of looking at, but the other ones I don't think I would have thought to buy. But they send one that I don't know how they choose, but it seems like ones that aren't as common. And I I just really like Bliss crystals, and I'll put a link to their website in the comments too. And they've got different, I've got a selenite bar, a clear quartz, um, generator, blue calcite tumbled, amethyst tumbled, gold sheen obsidian, palmstone. Um, a lot of the chips that I work with, I think pretty much all of them I got from them. I think this is moonstone. I think it was focus, considered a chip. Peridot, um, blue lace agate. When I was trying to do crystal grids, I bought a bunch of blue calcite and the blue lace agate, bloodstone, multiples of stuff. This jade egg is really pretty. I really like this. Um, I've never had trouble with them. They're really good about packaging. Now the celestite came from them too, and I bought this one. A lot of the stuff that I bought from Bliss, there was a reason I was buying it. Um, there's a few things that from them that I bought just because it looked pretty, but pretty much everything else, I had a reason I wanted it. Certain properties it had or whatever. The celestite I bought specifically for when we were selling the house and getting ready to move. And it came beat up, and I didn't mention it to them. I know that if I had said something to them, they probably would have replaced it, but I needed it. And honestly, it's not bad. I don't when you rub it feels a little rough, but it's nice. So, and that's the only one that's ever come, and it was wrapped up, so I don't know what happened, but it I'm okay with it. If I had mentioned it, I'm sure they would have taken care of it, but I'm okay with it. So that is my favorite online place. Um, I've ordered from a few other places, but I really like Blitz Crystals. They're like I said, their customer service is really good. Their quality is really good. Their app is dangerous. Um, I get on there quite a bit and put a little star next to stuff I want. And they do live shows. You can watch from the app, Facebook. I think their website. So, um, you got to be careful with online stores, and once you find a good one, you kind of stick with them because you feel comfortable with them. And like I said, I'm really comfortable with Bliss crystals because their quality, customer service, and all that is so good. Now, let's talk about Amazon. Amazon um kind of gets a bad rap, and honestly, oops, that doesn't go in there. After, if you haven't seen the one where I match up crystals energies with tarot decks, go watch it. I ended up with a counterfeit deck, and it kind of jaded me. So after getting the counterfeit deck, I'm a little more careful about buying certain things. Read the descriptions really well. Now, these crystals. Now, not everything from Amazon is going to be counterfeit. Like I bought the unicorn for my husband, the pyrite unicorn. This one is amazing. I love this. But I read the descriptions really well and um, read the reviews. So I was pretty confident it was good. And then my husband, because he watches my videos, pretty much everything that I've said so far in my videos that I wanted is now here. So here's my Angel Light Angel. And I love this little angel. And it's a good angel. But he did his research too. And I got my selenite bowl. These. And I like it. It's the perfect size. I hadn't even really looked at selenite bowls because I wasn't sure about what I really wanted. But this bowl is perfect size. And I like that it's um, got the glossy coating and not just, you can see there where it's not coated. I like that it protects it a little bit more. And then my abalone shell, which I love. So he did his research to make sure that they were good quality. Now they do have some that, like these. These were a free gift with the selenite bowl. They're okay. Um, you can see the quality isn't great. This is sodalite. Where'd the white on my finger come from? So the sodalite, it's not the greatest quality. And then let's see, one of these, you can see there, the polishing just it wasn't great. So you're gonna get some like that. Now these I'm okay with because these were a free gift with the bowl, and that's not a big deal. But you do be sure to read your descriptions, because if it says that it's not good quality, believe it. um, I'm okay with Amazon so far crystals, but I wouldn't expect great quality from them just because it's Amazon. And I think getting that counterfeit deck, before I was okay with go ahead and order, but now I'm a little more careful. I read descriptions a lot more, especially in stuff like this. Decks. Well, and see that deck, I read the description and it sounded okay, but still be careful. If you're wanting this great quality, I would say go to Bliss or somebody in person over Amazon. If you're just ordering it just because you are interested in it and don't want to spend a lot of money, then yeah, you get Amazon. Now you're gonna get good quality sometimes, but then sometimes you're not. And these were the free gift. I gotta specify that. So this wasn't a big deal. This is just kind of a bonus. There's fluorite, carnelian, jade, clear quartz, tiger's eye, sodalite, and amethyst. And that amethyst one is really pretty. I really like the size too. So if you have any questions about any of this, I know there's a lot right here. It's gonna take me a while to put all this away. If you have any questions about buying crystals, where to buy them, what to look for, stuff like that, put your questions in the comments. I'll help you however I can. I know sometimes it's kind of overwhelming when you walk into a store and you don't know what to do. Oh, one other thing is subscription boxes. I've never ordered a subscription box, and I don't know that if I ever will. I like watching the unboxings, but sometimes I think my biggest thing is I'm worried that, I got a big collection. I'm worried that I'm going to get a bunch of stuff that I either already have or wouldn't know how to work with. Well, I figure out how to work with it, but, I don't want a bunch of the same stuff over and over. And a lot of them, if you start off as a new subscriber, they're going to start sending you the more common clear quartz, tiger's eye, amethyst, citrine, stuff like that. The ones that are considered good start, kind of like this bowl, the good starter kit. So I've got plenty of those. Well, maybe not amethyst, but anyway. So I don't want more of those. And I'm afraid if I got a subscription box, I'd pay all this money and get a bunch of stuff I wouldn't want. Now there's also the ones that do the advent calendars. I think that'd be really fun, but the same thing. You're gonna get a lot of. I'm afraid I would get a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't recognize, or that I already, and they would just, I wouldn't know what to do with, or that I've got a ton of, or something that I wouldn't be drawn to or want to work with. So, oops, I might change. Maybe sometime I'll buy, like very far in the future, I might buy and then several and then compare them. But I don't know what to tell you on. If you have gotten a subscription box and um, you loved it, or even if you hated it, put that in the comments too. I want to know, if I do go ahead and buy some, I want to know which ones to avoid and which ones to look at. So leave any questions you have in the comments. I know there was a lot in this, and if you have any questions about any of the crystals too, put those in the comments. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe so you know when the next video comes out. And I will see you next time.